Hey everyone, my name is Suchita and welcome back to the MedKit Diaries YouTube channel. So today I'm going to make a about me video where I'm going to talk about myself and tell you guys a bit more about who I am, where I've come from, etc. so that you get to know me a little better. So I'd gone on Instagram and asked people what they'd want to know about me, and I'm going to answer some of those questions today. So to give you a brief outline of who I am, my name is Suchita and I recently graduated MBBS on 31st December 2019. So I just finished my degree, and this year 2020 I am planning on taking a gap year or a drop year to study for my PG entrance exams for residency. If you've seen any of those videos, they're usually related to prep, related to PG preparation exams. I'm really interested in having content which showcases the reality of what it means to be a medical student or a doctor. So there are a lot of great channels out there for motivation, study tips, and more about the professional aspect of a doctor's life. And I wanted my channel to be a bit of a departure from that because the content that I enjoy watching is usually lifestyle based, more fun, light, humorous. So that's the type of content I want to bring to the medical sphere on the internet, and that's basically my goal with this channel. And thank you so much to everyone who've subscribed, watched my videos, liked, and also commented, because it means a lot to me. It makes me feel validated in a way that I'm providing content that people actually enjoy. Yeah, so let's just get into the questions. The first question I got was, where all did you grow up? And this actually has a lot to do with my accent. I've got a few comments on my previous videos where people are like, why the fake accent or why the accent? And that's related to how I grew up, and because of my parents' jobs, I've moved around and lived in several different countries. So I picked up accents from all over, and I've noticed my accent keeps changing and has kept changing throughout my life. And right now it's like a leftover American accent because the last place that I lived before India, before starting my degree, was New York. So I can understand why it sounds fake, but I don't hear it like that. This is just the way I talk. So to answer the question, where all did you grow up? I've lived in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, Ottawa in Canada, Warsaw in Poland, which is where I did my primary school. Then I moved to Tehran, Iran in 6th grade, where I studied in the Kendriya Vidyalaya there for 3 years, and then I moved to Delhi for 1 year before moving to New York in the United States, where I completed my high school education and then moved back to India, where I took another drop year before starting my degree. Okay, so the next question is, why are you so cute? Must be the hair, right? Like, this is kind of like kawaii Japanese K-pop kind of hair. Maybe that's why. So the next question is, what is the custom module of Prep Ladder and integrating systems from different subjects? So I don't really understand this question. I'm planning on making a video about the custom modules of Prep Ladder and how I will be using it, because I'm planning on using it for my revision instead of my first run through. So after I do that, I'll definitely be making a video on it, but that will be later on in the year, not now. Okay, so the next question is, tell me something that I don't know. Lol, this is not for the video. I mean, it's in the video now, but something that you don't know. I mean, I haven't really told this to anyone, but I actually dyed my hair purple like a few days ago. Probably not visible, but it's slightly purple instead of blue right now because my hair was initially dyed blue and now it's a little purple. So that's something you don't know. Tell us about NRI things / troubles. What's an NRI thing? Loving Maggie. Like, Maggie was a huge deal for me growing up. It was like gourmet. Because when you're in India, you could buy Maggie pretty much anytime you wanted. But if you're living abroad, especially when I was living abroad like 15 years ago, Maggie wasn't that readily available, so you'd have to carry it from India when you used to go on posting. So we'd have Maggie like maybe once in 3 months, and it was like a pretty big deal. What's an NRI trouble? I guess, okay, so this is going to sound weird, but when I come to India for the first time in first grade, I had just come from Ottawa. I couldn't believe that there wasn't any toilet paper. And I know a lot of NRIs have this issue about toilet paper not being widely available in all Indian bathrooms. But yeah, when I came, and I was in first grade, so I was 6 years old, and I was baffled by how there wasn't any toilet paper. I just didn't know what to do in the bathroom. That might be TMI, but yes, that's a trouble that I had. So the next question is, which branch are you aiming for in PG, and what was your favorite subject during UG? The branch that I'm aiming for is medicine, general medicine, and the reason for that is because I want to ultimately go into oncology. And I think general medicine is a very good starting point, because that to me is the crux of the medical profession. Being able to be a general practitioner means that you're the first point of contact between a patient and the healthcare system. And I think there's a lot to explore in that field personally for me. Also, a big reason I didn't choose a surgical branch is because while doing my internship, I realized that I don't have any joy while doing surgical procedures. While I did try to do well on all of the procedures that I did, you know, there weren't very many moments where I actually felt like, yeah, I could do this all day. But while I was working in the wards and while I was sitting in the OPD observing my professors, I felt like this is something that I could do all day. So I guess that's just, you know, based on what I realized I like. So yeah, and the second part of the question is, what was your favorite subject during UG? I really enjoyed pathology in second year because of the relation it has to physiology from first year, and also the relation it has to medicine in final year. I really enjoyed studying pathology. Also, reading it from a book like Robbins is a whole different experience. It made me enjoy the subject a lot more because I like the way foreign books are written, because they're written more like a story instead of a question answer kind of format, which a lot of Indian textbooks follow. I think I also really liked community medicine, PSM. I think that PSM relates to the knowledge of, or the practice of how medicine is practiced. It's related to the real life applications of the medical and healthcare field. And to me, that's very exciting to learn about. I've always been into social studies, into humanities, and PSM is, you know, that branching point in our medical syllabus with humanities, and that's why I found PSM really interesting. So yeah, those are probably my top two subjects, pathology and PSM. Okay, the next one isn't a question, but your study with me video helped me concentrate that day. Thank you. Thank you for watching it, because I wasn't really sure about making a study with me video, but I think it's worth it to try making another one. I really want to make one where I attempt a grand test because I think something unique about the way we're prepping is grand tests, which a lot of other study with me videos probably won't address. So let me know if you're interested in having a study with me video where we can take a grand test for 3.5 hours. So the next question is, do you play any sports? So I played sports as much as it was required in school. I didn't really have any activities outside of school, but I really did enjoy playing basketball, which is surprising for my height. My PE teacher in high school told me to try out for the girls basketball team, but I refused because I thought that I was too busy studying to spend so much time practicing. Do I still play any sports? I think the last time I played any sports was basketball in college, and yeah, since then I haven't played anything, especially since I've come home. Though I think I should probably start playing basketball again. That'd be fun. Why did you decide to go to college in India? So this is, I think, a very important question, because I graduated from a public school in New York and I had pretty good grades, and I even got a state scholarship, which I turned down obviously because I wasn't studying in the US. But the reason I wanted to come to India was, one, because it's cheaper to live in India and study in India. I did go to a private medical college, but if you compare that to living expenses and studying in the US, it's still less. And I'm not considering a situation where you're getting financial aid and scholarships. I'm just talking about, the very basic living costs and education costs. So, and I didn't want to study in Europe. I didn't want to study in any other country, mostly because I had been away from India from so long. I wanted to practice in India. I still want to practice in India, which is another reason why I'm not taking the USMLE and I'm taking the NEET PG. Because for me, I've got a lot from India and I feel a sense of duty to serve my countrymen, because we know that there is a shortage of doctors per population in India anyway. And even with all of the issues of practicing in India and living in India, I think that I've I've already, when it comes to living abroad, I always feel like been there, done that. I want to live a different type of life now, and that's the biggest reason why I came to India. But apart from that, of course, there are other factors. The Indian education system is among the shortest in the world, which is only 5.5 years, including internship. In high school, I'd become used to writing essays and having a resume and all of that. But in India, you just have to score well on an exam and get a certain rank in order to qualify for, a PG seat or a UG seat. And that was kind of appealing to me in that sense, because it was very simple, very mathematical in that sense. I know that it has its cons as well, and I won't get into that, but again, having already grown up in international schooling, I was, I was drawn to the simplicity of admissions in India. I also like the medical education system in India. We start clinical rotations in second year, and more so, it's very free in terms of what you do with your time after your classes are over. A lot of, and naturally, right, like all colleges have assignments that you do, essays you have to hand in, projects you do, etc., etc. There's no such strict curriculum in India. Like, it just depends on college to college, department to department. And not saying that our college didn't have departments which had weekly tests and such. There was a lot more freedom with what I could do with my free time. So I utilized that to take part in different co-curricular activities, develop skills. I used to take a lot of online free classes. That drew me to the Indian education system for sure. If you have the desire to learn from patients directly, you can do that. It's definitely a possibility. So that's something that drew me to India. And yeah, this question was really long. But yeah, basically those are all of the reasons why I chose to come to India. Have you decided on your next hair color yet? I don't know, maybe I'm gonna keep this for a while. I don't think that I can get rid of this dye, so dyeing over this has to be something a little deeper. Maybe a green or something? I don't know. I'll probably have to wait for until the lockdown ends to change my hair color. I really want to cut my hair though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see. Are you currently watching any shows? Do you have an all-time favorite? I have been watching Kingdom Season 2, which is a Korean drama on Netflix, and it's zombie apocalypse period drama, and it's amazing. I've also been watching Grace and Frankie because it's a very light sitcom, very much like Friends. I think they have the same writer creator, so I have been watching that. What do you have an all-time favorite? Okay, so I feel burdened when people ask me this question, because I don't watch a lot of Western TV, even though I've grown up there. It never really appealed to me for some reason. Some shows that I keep going back to are Friends. There's this Chinese Taiwanese drama called Prince of Lanling, which I also really loved and has meaning to me because I was watching that show right before I got into college. So that entire transition period for me was defined by the show. So I think that's why I really enjoyed it, and when I came to college I made all of my friends watch it. So yeah, that's why I keep remembering this. Another question I had was on just my hair. So I know a lot of people look at me and they're like, she doesn't look like a medico. Which college let her dye her hair like this? And I understand that there's a certain way a professional should look. But this year I'm taking a drop year. I don't have anywhere professional to be. Mostly I just stay at home, and now with the lockdown I just stay at home. So I wanted to really go crazy with my hair. I started dyeing my hair in final year, where I'll put a photo somewhere over here. It was ash gray, and then that faded to brown, which I had for a very long time. And then last year, in the beginning of my internship, I dyed my hair blue. And then towards the end of last year, I bleached my hair almost white. And once it's bleached that much, and if anybody who's ever got their hair dyed knows that bleaching your hair so much, requires a lot of effort on our part as well as the hairdressers. So I didn't want to, let that effort go to waste, because I've always wanted to have some really wacky color, but no color really shows up on black. So having white hair helped me have colors like blue and pink and purple, and especially light purple, which you can't have on dark hair. So yeah, that's basically my hair story. Yeah, and I'll probably have to dye it black or cut it off when I go back to the hospital. Guys, so that was my about me video. I really don't know how this video is going to turn out, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Bye!